Good morning everybody, welcome to Stockradar Stocks on the Move for another week. Today's date is the 11th of the 12th, 2025 and my name is Richard Lee and I manage the stockradar.com.au website for you. Okay, nearing Christmas, end of the year, lots of things going through our minds, but we really need to start the new year with a fresh start. So a little bit about just what I do today. The simplicity of jumping on and riding a trend is all that I really do. I qualify a trend, I jump on it. I have a stop and I jump off it. So I just want to go a little bit through that today just to remind you of what I do and the benefit of doing it. So firstly, riding the trend is what we're going to talk about. I'm going to firstly go into the trend intensity ratings and see what we've got there. An interesting market at the moment, has come off a little bit as we know. Newsletter was out last weekend, so that's there for you to read. The top 10 trend intensity ratings. I've got Ampol at the top there, Whitehaven's kicked higher, SGM's a new entry, I'll look at that later on. Sandfire's doing well. Some of these big miners that we talked about in the last few months in the newsletter, and again this month, Rio, Fortescue, you can see on the right there doing nicely, Evolution and BHP down the bottom there. Then we've got CIA and also Horizon, which has been a bit of a late starter, but finally starting to move a little bit. So there's a good group of stocks there, interesting group of stocks, plenty of things for you to have a look at there. The stock pick count is flat again this week, 43 stock picks, so still a narrow group of stock picks. But as usual, we've had 2 out and 2 in, so there's always stocks moving in and out all the time. So that's what the stock pick update looks like at the moment. Portfolios are full at the moment, so I'm going to go straight through to the overseas markets. I'll probably do a portfolio review for you next week before the end of the year, just so you can see how we've gone and how we're at the moment. Starting off with the Dow Jones. Okay, there it is. Okay, still trending up. I mean, none of these indices are any different really. They're all still trending higher. Volume's okay, momentum's positive. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time on these because that's what they're doing at the moment. I know we can get complacent. We've got to be careful about that. But for the moment, all looking pretty good there for those 3 indices. Trends up above the average. Volume, momentum's flattened off a little bit with the last correction. That's fine, but still well above zero, so they're okay. Our market, it's come off a bit as we know. A couple of the leaders have sort of a bit of a heavyweight on our index. It's tried to have a bit of a rally, but it'll stumble a little bit up through here. So at the moment, we're just a bit neutral on here, and the momentum's really gone out of this big uptrend here that we had since April of last year. So Sting's gone out of the tail, and we just, as usual, we're not too concerned about this one. We just watch our specific stock picks as to what we pick and what we don't. Okay, gold, commodity side of it, still okay, no problem there, up at its highs. There's been a bit of a shakeout here. There's been some high volume both sides there, which could sort of suggest that there's some sells in there, which is what's happening. But still, the trend still seems to be okay there. That's fine. Copper's had a run. It's come back a bit this week. A bit of support there. I'm not that sort of happy about it at the moment. Long term, yes, but probably not so much short term. The volume has been fantastic there, so that may come back again. And Brent crude also still on the down. Okay, so still weak. Won't waste much time on that one there. Just so you can see what it is there. Brent crude still going down there. Okay, so just a few stocks for today. Just a bit of a cross section, just to make sure we keep our perspective, and just few simple trends as to what we've seen. A few simple breakouts and a few simple trends. So the first one I want to have a look at is Orica. Orica has had a pretty good rally. It broke higher back here in May of this year. It's rallied pretty strongly, straight from about $18, $19 up to just above 24. This is the old highs here which we've hit, so we've had a little bit of a stumbling block here, which is fair enough. We've come back off it a little bit. We note here that the big volume spike there, so as you can see the volume's been pretty good for the most part through here. Let me just get this up a little bit. Okay, so started off very well, a lot of green bars, a lot of one-way travel there. Then started getting a bit of mix, bit of selling here, but generally the big buying's being enough to push it higher, so that's fine. Momentum's okay, and the average is okay. So this gets a trend intensity rating of 9, Orica, and it's been just a fairly simple trend. Had a little bit of a correction here, but generally since the breakout, it's been up most of the way. So again, we saw the development of the trend here. We've got the trigger by the new high there, so that's when we jump on it. Simple as that, and we ride this trend with the stop loss. It hasn't gone below our stop loss yet. There's more hesitation here at the old highs. We'll tighten the stop loss, but for the moment, everything looks okay. Trend is up, and that is our main focus: the trend, direction of the trend. Downer EDI is another one that's done pretty well. Just again, a simple new high trade here. Trade up to new high. I was in a trading range for a while there. Traded up to a new high here, around about $5.96. It's now up around $7.98 nearly. And again, the volume pattern, a bit like Orica, these are mining services groups, so it doesn't surprise that they're similar. Good volume through here. A few selling bouts, which didn't really do too much, but the price continues higher. Momentum is very good. It's above the average, and volume is also sound. So here's some old highs up here, up around $9. So maybe we've got a bit further to go yet there, but it just keeps edging higher and higher and higher. Trend intensity rating of +8 for Downer EDI. Okay, another one which really again has just slipped higher and higher generally. Challenger, which we know it had a big breakout. I'm not going to go back over the old history of this one, but it did have a big breakout. We've got a big clear picture here above about $7.75. It's now nearly $9, or just it has been up to about $9. But again, we can see this volume pattern here. I'll just squeeze it up a little bit. You can see great volume on the start of this trend here. It's chopped about. A bit of selling's appeared here. Pulled the price back a little bit there, so we've got a little bit of a battle going on here at the moment, but still everything is okay. The trend intensity rating is still 8, so we still stay positive. Trend intensity is 8, and it's also above our stop loss, so that's the most important thing. So R1 is probably an objective there, and that's probably up around about 10.30. 1 week at a time we take it. So that's three stocks there that I think just very steady trends that have developed. There's all sorts of things going on around us, but these ones have just moved higher and higher and higher, nice and steadily from their break points. And this is another one here which has also done well, which is Ventia Services. Again, a trend develops here. We get a new high. So we've got a trend developing of higher highs and higher lows. A new high occurs. We jump on it and we hold it. Now, this is held throughout this picture here. The stop hasn't gone off yet. So we're still happy with this position. Again, reasonable volume through here. More green bars than red. Momentum's okay. And it's above a nicely upsloping moving average. So just a fairly pretty picture. Trend intensity rating was 10 of last week. It made a new high. So it just looks, again, a steady trend. Nice one to be raising our stop against. So if you don't want the fireworks of some of the other sectors at the moment, the tech stocks, which have surprised us all with their comeback, and some of the miners, which are now back on track. So these have been interesting stocks. Okay, the other one miner we will have a look at, a base metal one. This one's a lot late coming to the party again. We've got plenty of metals and mining stock picks in our group at the moment. And Sims Group is another one that's just joined the group. It made a new high above here just a couple of weeks ago. Volume's been very good. So this is sort of like an early break for this one here, okay? And if we go back a little bit further, we can just see the old high up there around $22. So an interesting break there. Again, we've got a nice little construction here. We've got a nice big trend. It comes back, doesn't make a new low. Then it starts to move higher again, high highs, high lows. So high lows, high highs through here, and it makes a new high, and we get volume, and momentum is bullish. It's above the average. So everything there is saying go there. So we go with a stop there and see what happens, whether it gets back to the old high or not. We're yet to find that out. Okay, so that's a little stock for you, doing pretty well. Just a little quick review of AGL, which hasn't really changed that much, apart from the trend intensity rating, which has come back to, I think it's actually come back to, this should be about 5, I think now. I haven't updated that. So it's just edged higher, it's just pushed through the moving average there, the downtrend line. Interesting pattern. It's entering a sort of the switch zone part, which is sort of the very early stages of a reversal. So we still keep watching this one and waiting patiently. Eventually it will hit the stock picks, but not just yet. So that's AGL. And the other one I want to have a look at is a little stock, one of them which I looked at in the newsletter last week, which is Galan Lithium. Again, it's sort of, the reason I'm sort of showing this one is because it's come down from a big high of $2. It came down to 10 cents. And it's since then had a very nice pattern of a rally, and now it's pulled back to a higher low, and then we get a breakthrough here, which is sort of showing us a big accumulation pattern here. And then we can see on the right hand side of this move, where the prices start to move higher, we can see the volume here coming through really nicely, and really nice volume on the breakthrough there. So Galan Lithium shows a good picture there. Momentum strong, volume strong, above the average. and plenty of potential, I think. So, I know this has gone on a little bit already, but I think there's probably more potential in this one. But again, always work with your stops because you just never know. Okay, so there's just a few stocks for you. I haven't really even covered the big miners, and they're going well, and I think they're having a good day today. I think the whole market's probably having a good day today. But the miners, continues this new trend that we're getting there. Rio, Fortescue, BHP, some of these stocks there. And there's a few more breaking out, like Sims Metal, BlueScope looks interesting at the moment. So, there is some good stocks out there, and again, more opportunities coming on board as some of those big wigs fall by the wayside. Okay, so that's really all I've got for stocks today. Not a lot, but a few goodies, I think, in there. And you can go across the Stockradar and have a look at our full portfolio of 43 stocks. Okay, so just a quick review of what I do. Firstly, I talked about trend following before, that the ease of just getting on a trend, jumping on a trend, and riding it, and try not to sort of think about it too much, because we worry too much, we get too close to the market. We've got to let things happen a little bit, let things evolve, because we see these patterns here, like you can see in Readers, all the time. Okay, there's two good trends there. We had a big breakout there from an accumulation pattern. It broke higher, had a correction, so we protected our profit there. Then it broke to new highs again, and it's off again. So just really following those trends, using the strategy of protecting when we need to. But when we get a trend trigger, we always jump on it. So it means, trend following means getting on a trend that is already in existence. Okay, so especially this one down here, where we get the start of this trend down the bottom down here, it then starts to move higher and breaks above this level here. So we get all this evidence that's saying this wants to go higher. We get volume, we get momentum. Everything is really pushing for this. So it's really just a jump on situation. Again, because they don't all work out not perfectly, and we always have stops because we will get it wrong quite a lot. And the thing about that is you must make sure that when you do lose something, you don't lose much at all, because we know we can make some good profits out of trends. It's just a matter of keeping any losses we do take as small as we can. Okay, so for the trends, it's really just a matter of jumping on for the ride. But also, if it isn't there, so there's a lot of things we anticipate and we look for, things that look amazing that we might think, well, this is definitely going to go, and we shouldn't anticipate, because we always get surprised about what the market does. So if it isn't there, don't trade it. Look at a stock like BlueScope at the moment. It's been up there at this highs. It's having another go again. It looks fantastic, a big flat top triangle. We've got volume starting to appear now. We've got the momentum is starting to spark to life, but we don't have the price confirmation yet. So we just have to be patient and wait for these things. They will happen. And when you look at the size of this move, the potential for the move is quite big. It doesn't matter if we miss a few cents here and there. Okay, so if it isn't there, don't trade it. But trends develop and occur all the time, so we can wait. It's like this week, there's 2 out, but there's 2 more in. So there's always things happening there. So again, trend following, I go back to my old story. It's all about trading control, keeping control of what you do. Don't be tempted. Make sure you wait for the trigger. Make sure you listen to your stop, all these sorts of things. And you can see here, Fisher and Paykel, it's just been banging, banging, banging on that door, trying to get through, but it hasn't been able to get through. And I'm also really impressed with the pullback, which is not that big either. But still, the sellers aren't letting them through yet. So again, we just wait and watch. Trend intensity rating is +3 there. So, it could break through tomorrow. It could be a month, could be a year. I don't really know. But we don't be tempted. We just wait till it happens. Okay, so just a couple of little bit tidbits about, trying to keep this whole thing very simple and easy. Don't overcomplicate things. We love to pore over charts and look at things and try and find things that aren't there. But really, if you're trading, you really need to keep it very simple. It's nice to pore over charts. I have fun doing it myself and looking for different things. But really, if I'm trading, I really keep to the basics and keep my focus on and my discipline all working really well. Okay, so that's about all I've got for you today. Okay. Jumping on a trend and riding is easy. If we just focus on that and keep the approach simple and clear, and then let it happen. I think that's what I just said. So try and keep it all as simple and easy as possible. Okay, well, that's about all I've got for you today. There's my lovely disclaimer for you to look at. So for this week, again, I'll be back next week for Christmas. But watch your trends, heed your stops, keep it simple, have fun, stay safe. And I'll see you all next week and see where we're at again. Okay, have a good day. Thank you.